The league's kind of still working their way through it, so I'll let that play its course before I, say anything out of turn. But if I said anything at the press conference, it's because it was so innocent.
So the last time we heard from new Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins, he might have gotten himself in a little bit of trouble regarding when he was talking with Falcons staffers. He addressed that Tuesday in Flowery Branch. I'm joined by our Falcons beat writer, Orlando Ledbetter, aka D-Led. D-Led, what's the latest on those tampering allegations?
Yeah, they're very serious by the league. A team could be fined and lose draft picks. They are still being reviewed by the league office.
Okay, so the Falcons signed Cousins to a 4-year deal, then made some noise at the draft when they took Michael Penix Jr., a quarterback, at 8. So what was your take on that, and what have you heard them say since?
Yeah, I knew they had been scouting him heavily, so wasn't totally surprised when they drafted him. But, I understand the fact that, hey, you spent $180 million and you drafted that position when you have other needs. That certainly was a plausible question that the Falcons have attempted to answer by saying that, hey, now we are worried about our long-term stability at the most important position in the game. So they traded some, early capital to solidify that position for the long term.
Always going to be competition in this league, and you always got to, go out and earn it. And, I'm going to control what I can control and also understand there's a lot you don't control. And, I learned a long time ago that you got to focus on what you can control.
He is so comfortable in himself, and he's so comfortable being himself that it just really attracts his teammates and his leadership style. So I really think those are the best part for me to see in the maturity of the comfort and the human, him being the guy, him being the leader, him being the person that's able to use his voice.
In fairness, Cousins did touch on that a little bit, and it sounds like he's fine with a little bit of competition.
Yeah, he noted that at Michigan State he was in competition with Nick Foles, and he noted that when he was with Washington, they drafted RG3, Robert Griffin III, in the first round and drafted him in the fourth. So competition's fine. He did say the quarterback room is a place where it's a force for one another, where they try to get each other ready to play. He doesn't think that is going to change.
Now, based on what we heard from new Falcons coach Raheem Morris and also a story tight end Kyle Pitts told, it sounds like Cousins is really blending in with this group and already showing some leadership.
Kirk took us down, to John Gruden's place and watched tape and, heard how he broke it down and how he, likes different things and just growing each day and each week.
One question about Cousins, he's a little older and he's coming off an injury. So he's working back from that Achilles. What did you see from him today at practice?
Yeah, well, the practice speed's a little bit slower. He's dropping back. His drop back is fluid. He's able to throw the ball accurately. There's nobody around his feet, which is, that's this time of the year, that's normal. So that's a good thing that's going to allow him to fully recover. He's 6.5 months into a 9-month recovery period. That would put him right at the start of training camp. So looked good to me. They didn't roll him out, didn't have him moving around at all. But as far as just the straight fluidity of dropping back and throwing the football, he's already there.
I think everything's trending in the right direction. And I wasn't sure when I stood here in March and I had just gotten here how much I'd be able to do at practice. But today I felt like I was able to do everything I would have normally done. And that's big for that stuff I talked about initially, building continuity, getting shared history together. So that's a huge help, and excited to see how fast we can heal from here.
What do you think is the most important thing this offense needs to focus on this offseason to make sure there's cohesion?
Yeah, the timing in the passing game has been lacking. You got to get the ball out and on time to where the receivers are and get it to where it's catchable. So timing up the passing game, which we saw here on a high level when Coach Kyle Shanahan was here, just balls were in the air at all times, going to every different receiver at various levels, high, low, intermediate, and high. That's what they got to work on. They got to get the passes out on time and to where the receivers can catch them to keep the offense in flow and on schedule.
From Flowery Branch, he's D-Lad. I'm Sarah Spencer, AJC Sports.